Shalom, family. Glory be to God and blessed be the Lamb forever and ever. Life is tough, ain't it? Life is ugly, underhanded, mean, hidden, secretive, full of agendas, clicked up, organized up, tribalized, balkanized, and yet we call ourselves a country. A country in the midst of it all, shooting at each other. Residents are shooting at the citizens. Does I mean, man, it's just bullshit. But it's very serious bullshit as we witness the collapse of what is the final empire on the planet. Make no mistake, America is an empire. Its global reach alone would make it an empire. How it does it, but in the midst of being flat broke, it's beyond me. It's sort of like watching an eagle with no feathers, and yet the bird flies. No feathers, and yet it takes off and zooms as if it's this glorious eagle that it once was. It is not. It is not. It feigns to not see it. Anyway, just tossing that out there. You know, I was in San Antonio. Interesting place. I mean, I was stupid in San Antonio in a way that only I could be. A loner. Nobody really knows me. I blended in with the population of homelessness, even though in my pocket at the time was a decent amount of money. I was just on some different shit. I was being chased, or either I was chasing. Either way, I was on the move, and I was utilizing tactics I had learned and become expert at. The tactic of disappearing and fading into pretty much anything, anybody, anywhere. However, I sit there right outside of the Greyhound bus station. I was about to leave San Antonio. I had been there a week and a half or so. It was my fourth city in 5 weeks. 4 cities, 5 weeks. It would turn out to be 7 cities in 8 weeks by the end of the chase, or me chasing something. Either way, I was like Forrest Gump, and I had just decided that the race was over. I was done. But at any rate, I sit there outside of the Greyhound station, and I'm in a dark place. I mean, I've been in some dark other places. But spiritually, when I say dark place, I'm in between becoming something that I wasn't before. And it is a dark place. It doesn't fit anywhere. And I'm sitting there, and I remember this Iraqi young man walked up to me on some walking canes. You know, the kind that's it's one on the left hand and one on the right hand. Those kind of walking canes. And he's wobbling, and he sit up, and he sat next to me. Now, it's cold and misty out there. It's like I like it. I mean, I like it that way because it keeps most people away. Uh, Cold, icy, 38 degrees, a mist in the air, a slight breeze. Finally, I can get some peace. But not so apparently in downtown San Antonio. I mean, I didn't know that down the street from the bus station, they were still outside. They were just quietly. Life was just going on, but still out of sight, out of mind. That was peace. So this young man walks up, and he asked if he could sit down. Now, I have an attitude. Generally speaking, when I'm out in strange areas, I'm going to put out the air that you bring, or the environment that I'm in. If it calls for fucked up energy, then it shall be receiving fucked up energy. And that is with each member of, of the community that I may bump into. They're going to get fucking cold shouldered or worse. Cold shouldered or worse. So immediately I look around me and there's empty other areas that 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 he can sit down. So it takes me half a minute to finally say, have a seat. And he says to me, he said, man, the Lord, the Lord just wanted, no, his words are God wants me to tell you this. And I said, what? He said, he just needs a little while longer. Give him a little while longer to finish working with you. And Lord, I did not know he was busy at work while I was forlorn and dark and cold and hungry and and in a strange city. He was building me. He was building me. And he had realized how much he had put the clay through. I mean, he done beat the clay, fisted the clay, cut the clay. I mean, kneaded it time after time. I'm in pain here. I'm in pain here. I mean, I'm in a dark ass place, a real dark place. The world looked like it should to me for the first time in my existence. There was no light, nothing but pain and sadness and fake ass happiness everywhere. You know the type of happiness brought on by festivities? But but as soon as the festivities are over, so goes the happiness and the laughter and the smiling. All that shit fades. It's just the festivities and the alcohol, or the blunt and the alcohol, or whatever your vice is. Not so for me. I was in a whole nother situation. A whole nother situation. And you know what? That being my fourth city, my idea was not to come home. It was just go somewhere else. For me, it was like throwing a dart at a fucking map of the state. And wherever the dart lands, well, that's where we going next. Without rhyme nor reason. Never been there, so let's go. And that's how it was. Until one day, until one day, I heard a voice that, and I remembered something that a total stranger said to me. And it said, Antonio, these fuckers, let me tell you something. They call themselves some of the best investigators in the state. They really do. They really do. But here I am making them as easy as I would a damn novice. And they were talking shit about it. This what makes me want to get back at asses. This professional woman, supposed to be a police officer, investigator, or informant, it called herself telling me, but she's arrogant. And I open my laptop and she sits next to me and she says, it's coming to a point that you're not gonna be able to even have a thought to yourself. This is what she said. This is what she said. Today's me, I would have grabbed her by her fucking neck and beat the living shit out of her in the middle of the restaurant. It's just the difference. Broken man versus the not so broken that don't respect your ass from jump. I have absolutely no reason not to cave your face in at all. None. Zero. Anyway, that's the difference. And that was him building me. See, I've learned that you can approach soft, nice, kind, good energy with good energy. But fucked up energy, you have to, it depends on one's personality. I believe in doing it this way. First comes the warning. First comes the warning. You will get the warning, okay? And I won't stop until I'm sure that you got the warning, because what's going to happen next ain't going to be no warning. It's going to be just, let's just say warnings are off. And by the time I've reached that other point, I'd gauge the situation down to how many steps it would take to get her to you or you to me. I mean, I literally sized this situation up like a scientist would, like a scientist would. Okay, like I sized up mankind's other situation. But but before we get to man get to mankind's situation, let's understand this. Who am I? Who am I? You know, there seems to be some confusion, and really there should be, because it scared me. Even even after God has showed me everything He had showed me, there was still a the sentiment within me of fear of taking the final step, and the final step was acceptance. Acceptance, but for me, it sounded like blasphemy. It sounded like heresy and blasphemy. That took forever. It put me in the position of I couldn't even pray anymore. Lord, it confused me. I mean, I used to pray every night, and then I started to evolve, and I couldn't pray anymore. You know why? I could no longer pray in Jesus' name. You wouldn't even understand the spiritual battle that it caused inside of me. Something that had been put there by two separate religions, one Islam and one Christianity. And now they finally met in the ring. Neither of them won. I jettisoned them both. And then I just stuck to the truth. And indeed, I simply became the truth. This is why I say I don't bring you religion. We care not about your religion, none of it. Not the good ones or the bad ones, or your beliefs. Not the good ones or the bad ones. They all are on the field of man, flesh and bone, and mankind. A species and the planet was pretty much designed to end or to be ended. He was never built to be forever. Never was. Never was. However, that's not the point. That's not the point. Let's talk about the beliefs. You believe in things right out the Bible. You do. Most of your shit come out of the Bible. Be there false gods, fallen gods, angels, fallen angels. It's all biblical. It's all biblical. And you have practiced this shit, some of it, centuries, teaching your children centuries. There's hold on, but 5 generations in a century, 15, 30. There's 6 generations almost per century. 6 generations of liars. 6 generations of people misguided, who later would become liars based on the so-called truth learned at their pappy's knee. And don't sit on your granddad's knees these days. Them rascals, are they not all the same? Stay off his knees. And stay off his lap too. Anyway, seriously, that is serious. We all know. Stay your ass off his lap. Shit. At Now, at any rate, though, who am I? Well, there was some confusion. Even I was confused. There's a couple of things you should know. You know, in the book of Revelation, I think it's Revelation 6, the be the beginning of the appearance of the horseman, the very first horseman, chapter 6. And I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals, and I heard, as it were, the noise of thunder. One of 4 beasts saying, "Come and see." And I saw, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and the crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to conquer. You get it? Crown, bow. Now, it's amazing. I used to be terrified to say such things, to even utter such things, because once again, it sounded blasphemy. But why would this man have a crow? I mean, damn, have a crown. When I appeared, everything started turning in circles. This is a fact. Look on YouTube. Upon my appearance, the whole world started going a little bit haywire. The birds started flying in circles. Wildlife started walking in circles. Herded animals started walking in circles. Farm animals, wild animals, everything started walking in circles. What do the circles, right? What do the circles represent? A crown. A crown. Lord, help me here. Help me here. But anyway, I was terrified of this final step, this acceptance, which I finally came into last year. When I come to the conclusion there's nowhere else to go, I carry every sign, every characteristic. Hell, my body even comes with fucking attachments. Or man, places they can put fucking attachments. My body comes with a strange ass spine. That's not like most spines. They've given it a name, but no, it's something else. But anyway, that's not the point. None of that is really the point. I just wanted to clear this up. And if you delved further and you wanted to get all theological about it, then there's a line from Adam and Eve through his bloodline, through Jesus, through right now. But let's take this a step further. Because what is Jesus? What was he? What is he and what was he? I mean, this was stuff gets interesting. Man, we all know the story of the first one. He tried to bring you truth too. You had these groups of people around him with all the bullshit, doing the exact same thing that they're doing today. Okay? And it got him killed because he wanted to tell the truth. They want ritual. Okay? They want tradition. They want what they pappy them had been telling them since pappy's pappy had been telling them without any freaking proof of anything. In fact, I'm going to take it a step further. I refuse to worship a God that couldn't get my black ass up out of slavery. Fuck that shit. Straight up fuck that shit. I'm down here getting beat with whips, cats and nine tails, raped and beat and hungered, fed to alligators, chased around by wild-ass dogs on chains with a 6-foot dog on 2 legs holding that bitch, burnings of buildings, hung, drawn, and fucking feathered. Wait a minute. Hung, tarred, and feathered, dragged, and feathered. Anyway, hung, drawn, and quartered, and tarred, and feathered, and my God don't show up, and he just say, watch. You have to just go through this. No, I shall not be worshiping him. But this God, on the other hand, vis-a-vis his own other people, put their ass into slavery. In fact, he was so angry, man, y'all stop pissing God off. Because God just started saying stuff. when he say shit, it just become. I'm not sure if he realized. I don't know, man. I'm trying to take shit light tonight, but all I know is quit pissing him off because this particular time, he you had pissed him off so bad that as he's beating your fathers and they're wailing and lamentating, he he had told them that I put you into slavery to make you worthy of the air I breathed into you. Now, who did he breathe air into previously? Adam. That makes whoever your daddy was Adam's great, 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 great grandson. Are you getting it now? Follow the bloodline. Stay in the car. Stay in the fucking car. This ain't rocket science. It's really not. It's not rocket science. And I gotta get past what I'm actually saying here. Because it's like a reintroduction. No, we the further I'm so man, I have graduated. I am so confident now that if you were to ask me who I am, I would say I am that which I am. Boom. Be done with it. Be done with it. But hold on, because there's more. There are, when you come to God, and some would, well, let's stop right there. When you come to ideas of God, some believe that God is a spirit. Well, sort of, kinda. But he's very real, and he can be whatever the hell he want to be. If he choose to be spirit, then he will be spirit. If he choose to be them buffalo, the talking donkey, then he will be a them talking donkey. If he wants to be a them burning, flaming bush, uttering voices, then that is what he will be. Understand this about God, and then you understand why your ass should fear him at all. This is a point that Satan did. Well, he didn't know. He was stupid. He really didn't know. I don't. He could not have known what he was dealing with. See, I knew the first time that I caught myself having a confrontation with God. I knew instantly how powerful he was. You know how I knew? Because he ignored my stupid ass. Because he ignored me, you see? He ignored me. You don't understand. Again, 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 man. They all lie, and they've been lying a long time. You made me get lost in my own sauce, and that's rare. That's rare. So let's move on to where we're going here. Oh, I am that which I am. Oh, I remember now. You have to understand, God is not a spirit. God is a combination of seven spirits. Seven spirits as in seven candlesticks. Seven candlesticks as in seven churches. Seven is everywhere. Seven, seven, seven. Look around you, and everywhere you look, there is a seven. Look at your corners, and what do you see? A seven. Look at the floor where the corners meet, and there's another seven. Now look at your window sills. Sevens. Go outside, and you will see more sevens. Sevens, sevens, sevens. It was a nasty little prank that God played on Satan, I think. Okay? No matter how hard he may try, he can't make a six. He can make everything else, but he can't make a six. He's forced to make nothing but sevens. His homes are made of sevens. His slave quarters, more sevens. His hallways, sevens. His streets, more damn sevens. And I haven't even gotten to the original numbers yet. Look up up the trees. It's sevens everywhere. This dude has to be driven mad, but it's okay. His madness is short-lived. It won't last too much longer because we on to him. We on to him and those who would, I guess they would call it, praise him, live his life, do what they want to do, And that's pretty much the ups and downs of it all. Satan's, I mean, the entirety of the entire belief is first do what thou will. Okay, cool. Except once again, he meant that shit for everybody but me. Because he don't want me to do what I want to do. This much is self-evident. So it can't be real. I mean, why can't I join Satanism and just do what I want to do? Why is that a problem? I mean, I don't understand. This is some kind of spiritual discrimination here. All of a sudden, the rules change when it get to me. I can't be atheist. I can't be a Satanist. I'm outright rejected. When the rule is easily do what the fuck you want to do. What else do I want to do? Do I have a membership now? Hell no. Hell, I guess our wants and needs are on different levels. Or he knows what I want to do. He knows what I want to do spiritually. He knows what I have to do. He knows. So I will never get the invite. Like we don't already know where the fool is and from which he comes and which he goes and the shit he does and the methods and the tactics that he is built off of weak ass strategies. We know all of these things, but he's fucked now. He's fucked. You know why? Because I don't give a fuck. See, I finally made up in my mind. I said that, well, if I'm wrong about this, then I'm going to be judged, and very harshly, very more harshly than you will ever be judged. But anyway, stick a point in that. We may or may not get back into it. Back to God shit. Back to God being seven spirits. These seven spirits, you may, but don't. But for terms of you understanding what the seven spirits are, but they're not like this. This is more like a analogy, okay? Think of the seven spirits as your emotional states: sadness, happiness, love, loathing, fear, okay? Emotional states. But you're not talking about God. God ain't got no, he ain't built like you. I'm just trying to make you understand the, in some correlative manner, something that I'm trying to convey. God is made up of seven different spirits. Now, I'm going to tell this story one more time. Short version. There I was in the darkness, the blackness, the blackness. I have no fingers and toes. I am a consciousness aware of my own consciousness. That's all. There is no begin date. I don't remember coming into consciousness. As far as it goes, I always was. As long as there was darkness, I reckon that I was there in it. Okay? As a consciousness, aware of one's own consciousness. Nothing more, nothing less. Albeit quite fucking powerful. I was like a guardian of such said blackness. If you brought your ass into the blackness, then you died. I turned you into pixie dust, fairy dust, and you floated around like pretty snowflakes until you disappeared into the void and I didn't see you anymore. Okay? Now, that's my humble beginning. In front of me, there was light. I had never witnessed light. I had never seen light. Let me say this again. I had never witnessed light, and I had never seen light. All I knew from the beginning up until there was the light was the darkness. I needed not know anything else. Okay? I needed not know anything else. Light did not exist as far as my existence was. I had never seen the stuff. But then one day I seen it in the darkness. Now, the things that I would destroy And the darkness is darkness. Follow me. Evil, darkness. There was always something dark trying to penetrate the dark. You get what I'm saying? There's the good dark of nothing, and then there's the bad dark of fucked up. Dark pretty much is nothing. It's dark is the beginning and the building blocks of everything. Everything comes from darkness. Everything. Life comes from the darkness. Example, a pregnant woman. She's birthing a child through 9 months, and the child develops where? In darkness. Put a fucking seed in the ground, cover it with dirt. What happens? Darkness and life springs forth. You getting it now? An egg, darkness brings forth life. Are you getting it? Darkness is everything, and nothing is also everything. Without the nothingness, then there is no everything. Are you getting what I'm saying? Again, this ain't rocket science. Everything starts as nothing. Everything starts as nothing. Nothing is everything, because without the nothing, there is seriously no nothing. And you stay in the car with me a little bit longer here, a little bit longer. All right? This is more than just philosophical. So here I am, and for the first time, I'm looking at something I've never seen before. Light. I didn't have a name for it. It didn't seem, in fact, I was angelically or spiritually or consciously discombobulated. I didn't know what to do next. So I'm just kind of marveling at it. This is not something that put off the energy or something that I should be freaking attacking here. It had a different feel. The blackness within the blackness had its own feel. This was different. And it wasn't trying to be sneaky. The other stuff tries to be sneaky. It tries to blend in with the darkness that's already there. Sneaky, just sneaky. And I never figured out why they kept coming into the darkness, knowing that, I don't know, maybe with a changing of the guards or something. I don't know. I still ain't figured that part out yet. But now I see the light. I literally see it. And this light is standing alone. It's like this big, glowing, oval, bluish, purplish, brilliant light that looks to be 8 to 10 feet tall, and at its widest point would be 3 feet or something like that, in an oval, not quite like an egg. And there it was. And as I'm watching it, I see a group of lights just appeared out of nowhere, and I'm like, man, I mean, this is just being disrespectful at this point. So now, I really don't know what to do, and I'm just there, and I'm watching something happen that I've never seen in all of my existence, the light. And then there's this other group of lights, and they're traveling as a group. Upon first blush, I counted 4, but they were hard to count because they're all brilliant and the same size and the same shape and light bends and blends how it wants to. Okay, so I watched this group of lights get closer and closer to the other light. Now I don't know what's going on, but in my mind, something bad is going to happen here. So I read it. So we finna do battle. I'm finna take the side of the light that's standing singly against the group, and we finna do this. I don't know what's going on here, but we finna do this now, okay? Except when I got into fight mode, I couldn't fight. Nothing worked. We have weapons up there, weapons. Imagine this, and we got them here. Imagine being able to take all of the light around you, any light around you, all light. If it's, man, even I don't, how do you measure light? It doesn't matter how less or how great the light is. Imagine being able to draw all of the light out of the atmosphere and turn it into a wall of light, and then condense that wall of light into something the size of like a softball, a baseball, that hot. Okay, wherever that ball goes, it's burning the fuck up. It is disintegrating. Those types of weapons. Sounds fantastic, don't it? However, you can't make this shit up. And this was I was blasting the darkness that would dare come in the darkness with me, like I'm not there. Okay? I think that anyway, like I'm not there. And I was there, ready to blast that ass, and I did. Now, as I'm watching the light, I can't fight, and I don't understand what's going on. For the first time, I felt what you would think of as helplessness. I had no control over anything in my own space that I thought was mine. It never fucking occurred to me. A lot didn't occur to me because you just exist as a consciousness. There's not many questions. Okay? So now at any rate, as this is becoming, and I can't fire. And so now something happens. In the blackness, I am in a fixed position. I don't move because we don't have to move. Time and space is different there. Moving in that type of existence of a consciousness is not like moving around in flesh and bone. It's a big difference. So moving is not even needed in the sense that you would think that it's needed. It's not, because space and time doesn't operate like that. The target will always come where it's meant to come, and it will be disintegrated. But anyway, at this point, I start moving, something I've never done before. I'm doing this thing called moving, and I'm being drawn closer and closer to these lights. And as I'm being drawn closer and closer, I see the group of lights consume or blend with the other light. And I'm being sucked into it. I'm being sucked into whatever is going on over here. And I can't stop myself, and I'm being drawn to it. Closer. You can call it vulnerability. I'm being drawn closer and closer and closer to it. Okay? And then I became light. The darkness becomes the light. The darkness, which you would only think of as raw as a term. Don't feel anything, don't do. We just kind of shoot shit up here. There's no need to feel anything. But then the darkness became the light. Number 7, to complete the deal. Okay? And that's what you're dealing with now. Now, I said all of that to say this, and I ain't got but 15 minutes left. What a hell of a warm-up. Where's all this shit going? We know what we know. We know what we know. The vampire ball is over. It's over. There's nowhere to run. There's nowhere to hide. There's no more twists. There's no more turns. There's no more unknown plots. It's not. This has been going on for thousands of years, centuries in. The word I would be looking for is contemporaneously. Centuries. Okay? You read the books through centuries, and you will see them. Not one thing that they have showed us I mean, in terms of entertainment, horror, sci-fi, ghosts, goblins, all that shit's real. It's real. Why they lied, I don't know. It doesn't matter, but we don't care. The point I'm trying to make is we're at war and they are at war. If you're not one of them, then you really shouldn't be in this fight. Okay? The penalty for what they have done is what it is. Is what it is. We don't write the rules. We don't write the rules. And at some point, one loses humanity anyway. If you kill enough people, then you don't feel shit. Okay? You hurt enough other people and you don't feel shit. You're not like me. See, myself, I have an on-off switch. I can hit the switch and not feel shit. Not feel shit. Like number 7. He's just kind of there. He never stops to question if those other things out there have a right to life, a right to exist. Or, are they bringing a message or are they just visiting? No, he spots them and simply destroys them with not much fanfare and feeling or judging or anything else. Just a matter of fact. So here we have what we have. We have everything that God will call a abomination and that we should destroy. By we, I actually mean you, because you have to have skin in the game. If you have no skin in the game, then it's not yours. Win, lose, or draw, it's not going to be yours, man. You get what I'm saying, right? It's not going to be yours. And then you simply start the cycle over again. There's no way out of it. You have to have skin in this. You must. Sure. And I was released. I hate that word. No, I was called forth with 4 other horsemen, and one brought a friend. This shit is real. We're going to do what we do. Period. If it's written, then we're going to do it. If it has been spoken, then that's what we're going to do. There's no way out, at least not for us. We don't make choices. We don't make decisions. We go by the word as it is written. We bring our own tactics and our own strategies, but have no misunderstanding that we are going by what is written. We don't have a choice here. Not that that's a bad position. I wouldn't dare back out now. No, decisions have been undertaken by God and then us. And by us, I mean 7. And the other 3, well, they were sent forth with their own orders and accompaniment. Okay? We are here to do business. And now the devil has shown his hand, be it accidentally or willfully. It's not that we didn't know. Hell, I started saying 6 months ago that sooner or later, he's going to show his hands. There's nowhere else to go with this spiritually. Nowhere else to go with this. Okay? Nowhere else to go. And it's sad because I was expecting so much more. I didn't expect to get here like this or this fast. This is the equivalent of throwing your cards on the damn table and fucking attempting to walk out the bar, leaving a tab. You might make it out the parking lot or not. Or not. You're gambling your money off and you're leaving a tab. And you owe these people your money too. But anyway, what should happen? What should happen? The truth of the matter is whatever is going to happen was going to happen anyway. Listen, man thinks he solves problems. He thinks he has the answers. He really does. But in reality, every situation that man finds himself, the universe presents uh, unto him a series of options. That's all. You call it thinking, but a series of possibilities that would make the situation better. I'm calling them options. He chooses from them, and then he calls it thinking. You're not thinking. You're not thinking. Look at the shit around you. Do it look like anybody been doing some thinking? Shit, you're not thinking. Thinking went out the window in 2012, 2010. It was already done. It was already done. But anyway, what should happen now? We see clearly there are humans, then there are non-humans. There are non-humans by characteristic, meaning they've lost their human characteristic, and then there are the non-humans that are non-human in their essence, even though they walk around in human bodies. This is why I sometimes refer to the body as a meat suit, a suit. I don't mean to be offensive, but we see what we see. And now we don't have to hide it anymore because they threw their cards on the table. Okay? And some weirded out attempt to force a new reality on you. But I would say unto mankind, if you accept this reality, you're doomed. I promise you, you will wind up sacrificing your fucking children at the same rate and level and understanding of the Aztecs and Mayans. You get what I'm saying to you? You get what I'm saying to you? If you keep down this road, and you have to have skin in it. What am I saying? What am I saying? What's going to happen is going to happen. They will never go back into their holes. It will only get worse and worse and worse for them. So expect violence. Not on your part. It's going to start on their part, okay? Violence is going to come. Everybody blames somebody. Like I told you, this is not a fight over right and wrong. This is a fight over right and right as per their beliefs. They believe that they're right and that the human condition is one of strife, chance, randomness, disorder, one based upon connections and power and money and things of that nature. And he who has acquired these things either through birthright or through connections or being the heir to this estate and the that estate, well, they believe they have the right to do what they do. Otherwise, they wouldn't do it. I think that this would be a given. These are not mistakes. These are not misjudgments. These are not misunderstandings. These are rituals in which they have taken place for centuries. Centuries. When it's all said and done, millions of children. I mean, it's worse than you would ever, ever, ever believe. Millions of children are disappeared, harmed, murdered, abused, molested yearly. Just in this country, they have picked up, I think, 600 people in one sweep. One sweep. And the majority of the people who was arrested was the buyers. They would come in driving 1,000 miles to purchase a fucking child in America. And the sad thing is, They will all get trials, due process, juries, arguments, depositions, waste hundreds of thousands of dollars. Okay? And I think they saved 20 children, but think how many that's passed through their hands. And how many of these fools are there here now that is engaging in this type of trafficking, to the point that you can pick 600 of them up in one spot. And what are they going to do with these children? Man, listen, don't answer any of those questions. I mean, at first I found it shocking, but then I thought about it. This country has engaged in nothing but evil since its inception. You do enough evil and you will meet the devil. But you do enough good and you'll meet the devil too. Anyway, you do enough evil and you meet the devil. When you won't come to grips with reality of self, you meet the devil. Okay? And the devil always has a plan. Always has a plan. I know I've met him. I know I've met him. I mean, the offer was clear. I don't have to live like I'm living. This was clear to me. This was the offer being made. He didn't have to say it. He showed me. And it's the only way. This is how it fucking works. So this is my choice. But you don't have a choice. You don't have a choice in this. Okay? The devil don't have a choice. You don't have a choice. This is going to happen. Now, here's what's going to happen in the long run. I mean, in the short run, as it builds up over months. Okay? Week after week after week, and the drumbeat gets louder and louder and louder. Then they're going to get scared. Scared produces reactions. They will try to retaliate in their own way. But really, it won't be that. It will be an action of fear. Because, again, there's only a matter of time before the pictures and the names come out. They're already coming out. In other countries, they're already being rounded up as I speak due to these files. In other countries, they are being expelled, rounded up, put out of power. Man, it's only a matter of time, because America has a choice to make. Will you remain Babylon and force us into burning you down? Which was honestly, is what's written. Not to burn the country down, but to burn up the tear. The tear. So you have to deal with your own tear. Deal with your tear. This is tear. There's no way out of calling it tear. By rank and file, you're going to have to deal with it by rank and file from top to the bottom. You can't just get those at the top. No. This goes all the way, for lack of a better term, to the streets. Okay? Again, I joke about it in a tongue-in-cheek fashion, but I'm dead serious. You got people out here practicing all kinds of beliefs. I mean, they breaking chicken necks and burning their necks. They chopping goat throats, burning red. I mean, trying to find perfected red heifers, reading hex books, burning candles. Who knows what the hell that they're doing? This is what you're up against. Fine, but I say this. No one can say that we didn't try to avoid war. We did, but it's something about the numbers that aggrandizes people towards arrogance. There's no power in your numbers. There's no power in numbers. Do it look like we individually kill people, Or do we cause wars? Do we cause hurricanes that kill thousands? Anyway, perspective is everything. Perspective is everything. And you, man, have a job to do. We're going to do our job irrespective of you doing yours or not. But I can tell you now, if you let this stand, you're doomed. And so are your children. You are doomed. If you don't give a fuck about your children, then say so. But I said months ago that they won't rest until your sons and daughters are selling their bodies for hamburgers and hotel rooms. Think about it. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I am Source. I am 7. I am 1. And to the vampires, the ball comes to an end. It's been a long party, and you look drunk off the blood and the alcohol. Good luck. Good luck. Again, I am Source. I am 7. I'm 1.